There's that one. And this one.
When life is but a torture, welcome to Smiley's Corner. Yeah!
Welcome to Smiley's Corner. My name is Smiley. We're gathered here today with my good friend John.
John, I knew you were going to say that, man. I was looking at myself. I look like I work on the docks. I just came from the docks.
The docks.
Yeah, it looks a little weird. I don't know why.
You from Jersey?
You know, I took a picture of myself, and I've done this before where I just take a, not profile, but it's funny that it's called a profile pic, but...
It's not a profile shot?
Yeah, it's not a profile shot. That's weird. I mean, I understand there are two different meanings, and we're not going to talk about the meanings of words today. But,
what is the definition of a profile?
But I never...
What's the definition of profiling?
Ooh, that's a good point. Whenever you profile someone, that's whenever you...
Wasn't there...
You're trying to identify them from the side.
Oh.
That's... And racial profiling is when you try to identify...
The color of their skin?
Minorities by... Actually, racially profiling can be white, too.
Yeah.
School shooter, probably going to be racial profiling involved in that, right?
Uh-huh. Seller of
Is
delicious
that right?
tacos?
Is that rightfully so? Looking for a taco seller. A seller of delicious tacos? That's where you went?
I don't know. Try to lighten it up a little
Yeah,
bit.
but I mean, it literally just occurred to me, like, racial profiling can be for white people, too. Serial killer, probably a white guy. Although you had the, was it a DC sniper?
Oh, it was Asian?
I thought that was two black people.
Was it?
Was it a father-son? I think it was a father-son. I don't want to...
I'm not
Hopefully
up on
they're
all that
not
stuff.
listening and they're like, what?
What
We
is
are Asian and we're brother and sister. Like,
What was that, Virginia Tech?
oh, yeah, that's right. I remember something happening. I don't remember really details.
No. I don't know.
Where was I going with that? I don't remember.
I don't know. We're talking about racial profiling.
Oh, profile pics.
Oh.
Yeah, I took a portrait shot of myself, and I've done this in the past, and I know it may, I was going to say it may just be me, but for all I know, it's like, yeah, we all notice it. But, like, whenever I just do a straight, like, no emotion face, I feel like one side of my face droops ever so slightly. It looks a little weird to me. In the photo, I don't notice
you have
it.
a bit of the palsy?
A little bit, maybe. Oh, man, I didn't think about that till you said it, but that's
I think
really
if
scary that can just happen.
Yeah, Bell's palsy, like, that would be, like, very noticeable, but I don't think you have Bell's palsy.
But,
I told you this story about me having Bell's palsy,
right? When I look in the mirror, I don't notice anything. I feel fine, but it's only whenever I take a photo of myself, and it's usually just for, like, a drawing reference or something.
Yeah.
And I'm like, God, why does it look so weird? I have, like, no lips, and it seems like one side is slightly...
Yeah.
Of my mouth is, like, slightly lower than the other. I can show you off mic. I was going to say off air, but I guess we're not on air.
Did I tell the Bell's palsy story?
I don't think so. Where you got it? And got rid of it?
Uh-huh.
Golly, did you just take some NyQuil or something?
No. It was when I was a kid. I don't even remember it. But my mom said she just, like, woke me up one day and half of my face was, like, just paralyzed. So she took me to the doctor, and they were like, yeah, it's just...
She made it up to make you feel special.
Like, I don't even know if they had, like, a legit diagnosis. Like, I think she figured it out later, maybe, if they didn't tell her for sure. But they were like, yeah, it's just an infection, and it'll either go away or it won't. Like, that was the best they could give her. So if she was afraid that my face was just going to be, like, permanently paralyzed for the rest of my life.
Do you know what age you were, roughly?
I'm not sure. I'm guessing it was probably, like, under 5.
Okay.
Because I don't really have, like, a lot of strong memories from that time period.
Man, that would freak me the fuck out.
Because I also, like, there's a lot of shit like that happened to me. Like, I fell down some stairs when I was a kid, and I fucked up all my teeth, and my mom thought that, like, my teeth were all going to grow in crooked, but they just fell out and, like, grew in straight again.
Yeah, I've had a lot of problems with shit hitting my mouth, like boards being thrown in, slipping on a trailer, slamming onto that. There was probably a big deal. Falling on a coffee table, that was really bad. That was young enough. It push my baby teeth back up into my gums.
Jesus.
I don't remember that. I mean, no, I don't remember that. I don't know why I'm saying. Yeah, I remember that, but I feel like I do in a weird way. Like, I'd have to talk to my parents, but all I remember is something about a restaurant. I feel like Taco Bell.
Yeah.
And I remember really wanting to go really badly and, like, jumping up and down, like, kind of like championing the idea of going to Taco Bell and falling on the coffee table. But I think I've talked to my mom about that within the past 5 years, and I don't think that's how it happened. So
Really?
I think I don't know. But, yeah, I mean, I feel like I was under 5 when that happened.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like probably, fuck, I don't know. But, yeah, I had a lot of shit in my mouth, too. But I wouldn't say I've turned out, like, great, but decent enough. I wasn't until my, no one ever said anything to me about it either until I was in my 20s. I think it was the last time I went to the dentist. And the hygienist, it's a weird, I don't know why they call them hygienist. I mean, I understand that it's not really that
clean.
It's not really that inappropriate that they call it hygienist, but I don't know. I just feel like another term would be better. But yeah, she said something about getting braces, and I was like, I'm fucking 24. Like,
there's lots of adult braces going on.
I get it, but like,
you can even get those.
I've been coming here my entire fucking life.
Those clear ones.
And you waited till I was 24 to like even mention it? Because I always kind of thought about it. I never brought it up, but I'm like, oh, my bottom teeth are a little kind of crowded down there and stuff.
But your teeth do shift. Like I've seen like celebrities and stuff. Like celebrities older than us, like in their like 40s and stuff. Like they'll get those clear ones and they'll just use the
Tom Cruise.
Yeah, they'll get the trays. So like
I think Billie Eilish has the Invisalign as well.
Really?
Mm-hmm. But I honestly thought like, oh, once I get my wisdom teeth taken out, they'll all just like shift back and I got plenty of room. But they never did. But yeah, it just bugged me because I'm like, you know, I might have been up for it, man. But I'm 24, 25 at the time. I'm not gonna do it.
I used to work with a girl. It was at a logistics company. She worked in the office, like doing customer service type stuff. And she had adult braces. She was really pretty. I don't think it like really hurt her, like, ability to function.
I don't think it's gonna do that. I just I don't know, man. You being so self-conscious, it's like, dude, I don't want to add that onto it. Like, maybe people are thinking it, but no one said anything to me about my teeth. They'll say something to me about my braces.
Well, does anybody say anything about teeth? Do people do that? They're like, you got fucked up teeth.
That's true. They'll say something about my braces.
Only like really and truly like rude people like make comments like that, I think.
And I don't feel like they're. But that, you know, it's funny that it's kind of the same thing with the teeth as it is the face. If I turn a certain way in like photos and I've seen it because of the getting hit in the mouth, like my left, I guess it'd be your right front tooth is a little bit further back.
Yeah.
And like straight on, it looks normal. But I've seen myself in pictures, and I feel like it's not me being self-conscious, but like you can't really see it, and like the tooth next to it comes out, so it like, man, from a certain angle, it looks all jacked up. But it's not anywhere near bad enough to me to be like, I'm not getting braces. I mean, maybe I would do the Invisalign thing if they recommended it. I was just pissed. I'm like, not doing it in my 20s, man. I'm sorry, but no.
I feel like dentists are always trying to like hawk that shit, because I mean they did the same thing.
Well, she had them too. She was probably in her 40s. I just remember she had gray hair. But I just thought, like, I've never seen you work here before, but I've been coming here my entire life, and no one has ever said anything. It always that I think that's what bugged me. I'm like, why the fuck? Why wouldn't you guys have brought this up sooner? But she had to. For all I know, she was probably like, finally, I got them. Like, these are great. You should get them too. I don't think she was like really trying to be like offensive to me or anything. And if she would have worked there a decade before, she probably would have been like, get them, man. You need to do that. So probably shouldn't hate.
Maybe she was just enjoying the benefits of her braces, so she wanted to pass the savings on to you.
That's kind of what I just said. Just kidding.
But I mean, like, I don't know. Shit's expensive. I'm sure they get big bucks for.
That's what I always remember hearing was like, I remember thinking about those things. I wouldn't say as a child, but definitely when I got older, thinking about the kind of unnecessary things like that a parent would have to pay for. It's like, oh, I got to, make sure I have food on the table and clothes. And it's like, oh, yeah, braces. And those are going to cost more than any of those things than you need. It's like, what the fuck, man? Really? Like, oh, man. How do parents do it? Like, I always remember hearing $2,000. I don't even know how much they cost, but that was always the price I had in my head. And I'm like, holy fuck, $2,000? Like, are you kidding me? That's ridiculous.
Yeah.
You get a car.
Yeah, I don't think I would have got even any of the remotely cool stuff that I got if I had braces. Like, I was one of those, like, middle-of-the-road kids. Like, I got some cool stuff, but I didn't get all the cool stuff. But I don't hold that against my parents.
Yeah.
Like, one of them was a teacher and the other one was a nurse. That's fine. They, like, put their incomes together to buy me occasionally nice things.
Yeah. I don't really, I'm going to sound like ungrateful. The only thing I remember wanting and not really getting quite what I want was just shoes. But, I mean, it's funny that I say that because now, like, I mean, I saw my mom Saturday and stuff, and, like, I think I was the one bitching about the prices of stuff the whole time.
Yeah.
And I think it's not so much that I don't want to spend the money. It just kind of, like, frustrates me. I'm like, it's probably a jaded fucking way to, it's just like, well, this is like the same thing. Why is this thing more than this thing? Like, it's that kind of attitude.
Yeah.
Well, speaking of, well, that's not really remotely interesting, but I'm going to bring it up anyway since I did it. I don't know why it made me think of this, but when we went, because I've been looking for socks, and I don't know if people out there would be surprised to hear this, but like 100% cotton socks just don't exist.
Yeah.
And I found a lot of 60s and 70s. The highest I had found was, I think, an 89 in a Columbia store. Well, this weekend. Isn't this the oldest story ever? Like, just this guy's talking about, excited about the Jockey store.
Yeah.
Found 91% cotton, baby.
Wow.
I was like, hell yeah.
I guess that makes sense because Jockey makes, like, very high-end,
Yeah,
like, luxury
I know it sounds really
undergarments.
but I had no intention, because we went to, like, the outlet mall, and I had no intention of, like, really getting anything or whatever, but we went, and I was like, Jockey, I'm like, if anyone's going to have that. And it was kind of this nice, like, I can't believe I'm at an outlet mall that I wasn't planning on even going to 24 hours ago. And now I'm excited to see a Jockey store that I'm like, oh, yeah, they would definitely have, like, high cotton. And what's funny, too, is the doctor had said something about wicking, like, the cotton will wick away. Even when I brought it up to the fucking doctor, like, do you know where I get 100% cotton? Like, he just thought they were everywhere too.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what the fuck? But he said something about wicking the sweat away, and these actually had like wicking performance, and I'm like, I've never even seen that terminology in the real world. Like, definitely any of the socks that I've looked at, none of them use the term wicking on it, and these are the first pair I'd seen that said that.
I've seen it on underwear.
Okay.
And like sports apparel, like they make like golf shirts.
That makes sense.
Golf shirts are like self-wicking, so you can like walk around and like sweat, but you don't get like gross.
It's just weird because it's like I feel like I know the word wick, but when he kept saying wicking, I kept thinking like, are you making that word up? Is it just like kind of like just flops the sweat away? You know, it wicks it away. I thought he was kind of like making up a word almost like. But yeah, this is the first time I'd seen it on a pair of socks. A lot of them say like cotton endurance laced with radon and blah, you know, all that kind of stuff. But this was the first one that said wicking performance. And I realized I just told a story about socks, and I got really excited. But you taking a note of that so we can put socks into the title of this episode?
Fuck yeah, socks.
There was some bad news on it because it was I was visiting my mom that Saturday, and I ordered she ordered the movie Seven Samurai for me.
Uh-huh.
And apparently it didn't come before Christmas, so she just dropped it off with me here. And she made a joke about it coming from China, which it's like, so racist, right? It's a Japanese movie. It probably came from Japan. For all I know, I don't know. But I should have thought of this whenever she said that, because she was making a joke, but looking back on it, I'm like, oh, it's probably not good.
It's not region free?
Yeah, not region free. So I put it in, and I'm like, oh, it's not playing. And I'm like, oh, I think this probably really is from China. I think it's not going to play in this DVD player. And then and I didn't realize it because I think NSTC is our region.
Yes.
Is that right? And this is B, I think, or something like that. But it even says on the box, it's definitely fine print, but like, this kind of bugs me. like not even allowed for resale out of like UK and Europe or something like that. I'm like, well, what the? And I'm sitting here in fucking Texas, America, trying to play it, and I'm like,
smuggled across borders to make it to your home.
I don't even know what to do with it. Like, I really don't want to go through the trouble of like
eBaying it or something.
I mean, I guess I could, but it just seems like such a small thing that I need to offload. Because I'm pretty sure no store. That'd be funny if I take it to. I wonder if they just wouldn't notice if I took it to like Movie Trading Company. They probably would. It even has a big B on it, and I kept wondering. It has a B on the front and the back, and I didn't really know what that was. Actually, maybe it's not region because there's a BFI, British Film Institute, like recommended movie, and I kept thinking maybe that was, but it was.
You might see if Recycled might have an interest in it. It could be like a collector's item or something.
Yeah, it's kind of what I was thinking. Like, oh, bro, it's an import that you can't watch here.
Well,
like,
you can buy a region whatever DVD. You probably have to get a power converter to watch it.
Oh, I didn't. You can do that? Oh,
I'm pretty sure.
no. I don't know if it's worth.
You just have
one
to
film.
order your DVD player from China and then get a Chinese power converter.
Good God. Gotta get a new TV, new apartment, too.
Maybe.
Fucking A. But
I mean,
that was really
I'm just
disappointing.
speculating, but I'm guessing that would work because people do that with video games. People get like Japanese PlayStations and stuff because some of those aren't like region free. I want to say PS4 is region free now. So if you get like an import game, you can play whatever you want. You just have to deal with like it not being translated into English.
I think Shane was the one that turned me on to that. I didn't even know that. I just assumed like, yeah, you can play everything everywhere, but he was the one that turned me on to that. Mm-hmm. So whenever it wouldn't play, I knew immediately like, I'm gonna try again. No, okay. But I haven't even looked up to it. But once I saw it, not even available for resale or whatever. I haven't checked the region. I think it's B. But in a weird way, I was kind of happy. I'm gonna look it up because I'm not 100% sure. But I think it has a pretty long runtime on the movie. So in a weird way, I was kind of happy because I'm like, holy fuck, man, I was gonna dedicate the. I feel like it's over 3 hours, but I might be overstating. So we're gonna do. Oh, yeah, okay, 3 hours and 27 minutes, Smiley. So in a weird way, I was kind of like, whew, dodged a bullet. I just 3 hours and 27 minutes. Came out in 1954.
Yeah.
I didn't know they fucking had movies like they just got movies and they're like, let's make this as long. They went from making like 5-minute fucking silent little clips to fucking
well, he's like
3.5 hour movies.
We can make a movie. Let's make the biggest fucking movie we can possibly make. Like,
that is nuts. That movie came out the same year as fucking is from Toho, same year as fucking Godzilla.
Really?
It was a big year for Toho. I don't know if Samurai was like hugely popular at the time, but it's definitely influenced westerns and Western directors and stuff. I mean, fucking Magnificent Seven was a remake of it. But yeah, that was. That was the biggest letdown. Going from like, oh sweet, I got this new movie, I got some sweet new socks to wear, and turns out the socks were just the plus side.
But every time I look for like an obscure movie, especially on Amazon, I always read the comment section because they'll let you know.
Well. This was I write down what I want.
Yeah.
My mom look it up on Amazon. Which, to be fair, I might have made the same mistake too. I don't want to throw it all on her, but it's like, so close. It was so close. She did also, I think I told you about that. Like, I had the Spider-Man Homecoming.
Uh-huh.
All I needed was Far From Home.
Yeah.
She got me like a 2-pack of those 2 movies. I'm like, I just needed the one, but that's fine. It's fine. I can just...
Now I have a free movie.
The other one away. It's always so close. It's so close. But I mean, like I say, I feel like I could fuck that up if I was like trying to shop online, just because I don't know. I feel like I got to be so specific about like, especially for some odd reason with the Seven Samurai. I was really worried because I'm like, it's from another country.
Oh,
it's like I'm worried that she's gonna get some other samurai movie and not
that
realize it.
seems
So
odd.
I think I even put like a director or whatever. I mean, I'm sure several come up. I don't know.
Yeah, I figured it'd be like a Criterion movie.
Yeah, I've seen it at Movie Trading Company. So it's like I just thought like, oh, I've always wanted to see it. I've just never picked it up. So I thought that would be the perfect opportunity. But so if anyone has any European or Asian friends, let me know and I'll send them.
I wonder if
send
you
them
could
back
watch
with
that region movie on like one of those Japanese PlayStation 2s or something. Because they have DVD player like capabilities.
That's true. This is a lot of trouble for. Wait, so I have PlayStation 2.
Yeah,
but it's not Japanese, right?
Right.
Okay.
It's a North American, so it's just made.
So it's got the same.
Yeah.
That's right. I did watch another film though.
What's that?
Angry Video Game Nerd.
Oh yeah.
I'd give it out of 5 stars. I don't want to say 2.5, 2 3/4 to 3. I don't really know what I was expecting. It was good.
Yeah.
But I don't like. I feel like I should say 5, but I'm like I don't want to say 5, but I don't really know what I was expecting from the 5.
Can I hate to cut you off, but can I say something before I forget about it? Last week when we were talking about this, I went to PAX and I was supposed to see him, but I didn't actually see him. But regardless of the fact, I said PAX was Penny Arcade Exchange. Mm-hmm. It's Penny Arcade Expo. I just wanted to correct that because I'm sure the internet
blown up in the emails, huh?
But my girlfriend listened to like the first 5 minutes and she's like, "That's wrong."
That's funny.
And I knew it was wrong because I think I looked it up afterwards. I was like, "I wonder what it really is," and I was like, "I should probably correct that because people want to come back and listen. They don't want to." Bad information, even though we're full of bro science on this podcast.
I don't remember if I asked, but was Mike Matei there?
No.
Oh, okay. You didn't get to see any of the. Oh, that's great.
It was all the wonderful support people, but they're all
the one that hijacked their show and basically used it as their own now. I'm just kidding. I did watch a video that was it was really recent too. It was like the decline of Cinemassacre or whatever, and it seemed I don't know. It's just weird. Like because I feel like I've delved into like fan bases of certain stuff and kind of gotten engrossed in them. Mm-hmm. And I kind of wish I would have never done that. And when I saw that video, I was like, oh, I got to watch this. And then immediately afterwards, it wasn't horrible. They weren't like shit talking necessarily. They were just kind of like tracing the history and why things are the way they are and stuff. But I was like, yeah, I don't want to dig deep on this. Like, almost like an ignorance is bliss kind of thing.
Yeah.
And like, I don't want to, and I feel like and that's the problem too, is like, I don't want to say there's nothing there, but all the information they're getting is not from the people involved.
Right, they didn't talk to them, so you can't really...
So it's kind of like, I don't want to start fucking... Because that's what I'm saying. You get engrossed, and just people start doing that, and then you build these things up in your head, and then it's just, I don't know. It's a waste of time.
So is
it's a waste of time and energy.
AVGN movie is worth a watch, but it's not fantastic?
Yeah, like I say, I really don't know. There's definitely moments in it that I really like. And I know it sounds really dumb, but like every cheap effect and everything in it was 100% intentional.
Yeah.
Like, I think if he had the opportunity to make it look like a Hollywood film, he wouldn't do that. If you gave him $1 billion fucking he would have made this movie. So it's like supposed to look cheap. There are certain parts where I'm like, I kind of wish you would have done a little bit better. Like, I know it's funny that the robots are just cardboard boxes, but I kind of wish there would have been a little bit more, I guess, in some parts. There was some parts where he went, like, way over the top, and in other parts where I'm like, he even made the joke. There's a point where, like, he's having a nightmare and stuff and going through all these crazy things. And when he wakes up, he's like, wow, even my dreams are low budget. And I'm like, so he's very well aware. And I watched the commentary, and like I say, I think they got what they wanted out of that. They said there were definitely a few things they had to cut and stuff, and like different reworks of the script and everything. But for the most part, it was I think what they wanted. And I don't, like I say, I don't. It sounds weird, but I'm like, I want effects that aren't even necessarily cheap. I want like real effects that like look real.
Yeah,
if that makes sense. Like a man in a costume that you're like, holy shit, that's just a dude in a costume.
Mm-hmm. But
when you just make a robots that's like clearly cardboard boxes, I'm like, oh, that's not really. But there is something, I don't know. There's that weird quality where I'm like, I want it to be better, but I also like the fact that it's not. It's got a charm. It's got, it's DIY. He's a dude that's doing it himself. So, I don't know, I'm very torn. I wouldn't say I'm torn. I fucking liked it. It's what I was, like I say, I don't know why. I was like, no, it's 10 stars. It's the greatest movie I ever saw.
I read something interesting earlier on Reddit. So Robert Rodriguez the first like movie that got him lots of like buzz was El Mariachi,
Mm-hmm.
and he made that for I believe it was like $7,000. So he put together a thing where he basically did like a guerrilla film style and took $7,000 and made another movie. And like it's supposed to be like super low budget, but he's trying to like make the best movie he can
Yeah.
with $7,000. And the movie's actually based on the what he would do is he would enroll in like drug tests.
Mm-hmm.
So they would basically, you'd go and do the thing, and they would give you some pill that they haven't tried out yet, and they give you X amount of dollars. That's how he got the money to make the movie. So he's making a movie, like a horror movie about a kid doing drug tests to get $7,000 to pay off some kind of debt.
Well, that's funny because, well, I mean, I never even knew that, but I had heard it was basically like, because I mean, Kevin Smith has talked about it a lot. I know Slacker was a big influence, and Robert Rodriguez, but it was like, take what you know. It's like, oh, I have a van, a guitar, and a turtle, so I'm gonna make a movie around that. And so Kevin Smith, like, well, I know I have a convenience store. Yeah, we'll just have it set in a convenience store.
Yeah.
Like, it makes sense and everything. And that's the kind of thing I think about too, because I'm like, this is like, you know, definitely much more updated, and like there are good special effects in the Angry Video Game Nerd movie as with bad ones, but at the same time I'm like, well, he's basically making a fucking like an action adventure fucking movie for his, and he's made a ton of stuff. He calls them films. I'm like, I don't want to disparage him or anything, but I like whenever he says like, oh, I've made 100 films, I'm like, oh, I mean, well, I guess they count, but so to me this is like his first movie, and I'm like, well, you were making like a fucking like, you know, you have missiles and shit blowing up and all this kind of stuff. Like he's making like, so that's why I'm like, that's probably why it doesn't seem as good to me, because it's like above where he could do kind of thing. So, but yeah, I mean, you look at Clerks, it's just, but even Slacker, it's funny to me that Slacker costs less than Clerks, but looks so much better. And that might just be like attributed to the filmmaker making it.
Yeah.
I'm a huge Kevin Smith fan, but even he's saying he's not necessarily an auteur or anything, but it's arguable. I think that Linklater is probably an auteur of sorts.
Yeah, I would probably say that.
But I do remember watching Slacker, and I was like, fuck, man. It was like I know it sounds really bad. I'm like, I got to watch it. I really want to watch it again, but I just remember, like, I could see where Clerks came from this, but Clerks is like an entertaining fucking version of this. Because, like, then it just got like, oh, you think that wasn't enough? Well, try Scanner Darkly, because there's just going to be more fucking people talking for, and not even, I don't know, like shit that I can't follow that doesn't get me interested in.
Yeah.
I don't know.
The Robert Rodriguez thing was also very cool because they're releasing it on a streaming thing. It's called Tubi, Tubi, and it's a free streaming service. You can watch. There's like thousands of movies on there for free.
Wow. I think I told you about it, but they have free movies on YouTube, and they're all horrible B, C, and D movies, which I don't know. I got so tempted to watch some of them, but I'm like, God, I don't know if I'm getting in for like a really good bad movie or just a really bad movie. And I'm like, I don't need to dedicate my time to this. But yeah, there's definitely out there, and they definitely have some notable names on there too. But I just love how I never even knew that existed. For all I know, it didn't. Maybe it's a recent thing, but
I also I watched a new. Well, I'm not sure if it was new because I think it said 2016 at the end of the credits. But Netflix has a David Lynch short film on there, and it's him interrogating a monkey.
I gotta.
and like to make it like even weirder, it's like you were talking about bad special effects.
Were you the one that took care of that in there? That's what I think about when I think of fucking.
Think about bad special effects. It's got like this weird. Everything seems very purposeful, like on this thing, but it's black and white, and it's got like this grainy, kind of old film texture to it. But the mouth on the monkey is like, you know, the bad special effect where you like basically cut out, like you have a film shot of somebody talking.
Oh,
and you cut the mouth and then you superimpose
They
it.
used to do it on like Conan all the time. Remember whenever they had celebrities and it would just it's like a hole for their mouth and their mouth is talking through it basically.
Yeah.
That's what it was.
Yeah, on the monkey.
This is new?
Yeah, it showed up like on my girlfriend's Netflix feed. It just said like things you might like or trending or something.
Wow.
But it's 18 minutes. It's just him sitting in like a train car asking this monkey about a chicken.
Sometimes I feel like he's like, this is not artful. This is not good. But I think he's done things that he thinks are. And I think he kind of takes advantage of his reputation. And he's just like, look, I'm going to fuck with these people. They're going to think it's the most brilliant thing ever, and it's dumb. It's terrible. But for all I know, he doesn't, I don't know. It's hard for me to picture him. I've only seen a few interviews with him, so it's hard for me to picture him like having a very funny sense of humor about stuff.
Did you see
I'm almost worried that he takes stuff too seriously. Like,
the episode of Louie where he was learning to be a game show host? Or not a game show host, a late night host.
Where Louie was, or David Lynch?
David Lynch is training Louie how to be a late night host.
All the fucking people.
It's so good.
And that's what's funny that you said he had the bad special effect, because that's one thing I liked about his movies, because it's like, as weird and bizarre as they seem, at least to me, like someone who's ignorant of how this stuff is done, like very, very well made, very beautifully shot and stuff. And
all of his
this
stuff,
kind of
like looks like art.
Yeah, that's the best way to describe it. It just looks like art on screen. It's like, it may not necessarily be a kind of art I like or whatever, but it's like I can tell that it's art. And I really like want to go back, because it was like I remember seeing some scenes like, oh, that's really funny, that's enjoyable, and then I think God, what's the one? Is Nick Cage in it?
Oh, Wild at Heart.
Wild at Heart. So I saw the majority of that, and I was just like, I just don't know, man. And then Steven like explained to me this whole, I don't know if it was time travel or body travel or alternate reality stuff, and I'm like, oh, I didn't see any of that in the movie. But once he said it, I was like, oh. So maybe I should watch some of his movies again. Maybe not Eraserhead. I don't think I was missing anything.
Yeah, I feel like you either have to be obsessed or have like multiple degrees to understand David Lynch's.
Yeah, or just go online and read about it, which I do a lot about movies anyways. And that's the thing too, is that like some movies, and I do this a lot with comic books too. I would say Grant Morrison is a perfect example. And I think I might have talked to you about this before, is like, I don't know where I set the bar at, but at some point in time, I just feel like every movie is just like brilliant or something. And whenever I don't necessarily like it or I'm not getting it, I think I'm missing something.
Yeah.
And then when I read into it, I'm like, oh yeah, I didn't miss anything. Like, well, I
trash.
feel like I give a lot of people way too much credit, because I'm like, I'm just thinking they wrote something in there that I missed, and I just feel like an idiot now because I'm not liking it. And then when it's I don't know what's more disappointing, like watching something not liking it and then find out you missed something, or the opposite where you find out like, no, you didn't miss anything, and I'm like, oh, so it's just not good.
Yeah.
So I'm okay for not thinking that was good. Yeah, like it's not even objective at this point. That just wasn't good. But his were I'm trying to think of a movie where I did that at. Now I can't even fucking think of any.
What was it, like a Shyamalan movie or something?
Dude, the last one I watched of his was The Happening, and I didn't miss anything in that. And I was like, that was the first time where I'm like, it is kind of weird whenever someone has a big name. It's almost like the Star Wars movies or any of those kind of movies where you like walk out and you're like, am I weird for hating that? And then everyone else was like, yeah, it was terrible. And I'm like, oh, God.
I still don't understand why in The Happening they have that, like the speaking sounds almost like a play. It reminds me of a David Mamet.
No, see, I don't remember that much of the movie. All I remember is that. All I remember is The Happening is dumb. That's all I remember from the movie, and people falling off of buildings and stuff.
Yeah.
And then I think Mark Wahlberg says, "No way." I remember that. I remember that.
But I understand, like, David Mamet, like, because he's a playwright. So when he makes movies, they all they seem like plays. Like if you took a play and turned it into a movie almost. Does that make sense? But
I know what you're saying.
Shyamalan, like, it feels like he's just like, I don't know, he's like changing. He does little change ups like every time he does a movie. It's just like, I guess that's cool. He's like kind of like going all in. He's not like pulling any punches, but he's
still
like,
he's still making them. And every time one comes out, everyone's like, again, really? He's still golly, okay.
I wonder what was the last one? I don't
even remember.
He did that Will Smith movie with
Yeah,
his son.
he's definitely. Oh, he did the fucking Glass movie. Was it Glass?
Oh,
yeah. That was the last one. That was the first
the Unbreakable trilogy.
Yeah, that was the first one in a while that I'd seen like a lot of people really hyped for, and I think it let a lot of people down.
Well, it was
like mediocre.
It was because of Split, because that was the follow-up.
Wait, what do you?
Do we have this conversation?
No. I know, but what are you saying? It's because of Glass. Like, what do you?
Oh, like
what's because?
Split like got so many people buzzed about Glass because it was like Unbreakable. You had this long layoff, and then Split came out. Split was really good. It's really fucked up, but it was really good. And then everybody's like, "Oh, Glass is gonna be like the end of the trilogy."
Well, that was the thing. Is like I don't really remember hearing buzz for Split, and I guess that was just. But people liked Unbreakable. I guess it was just such a long time that probably I didn't hear anything about. But yeah, when Glass was coming around, people were like, I remember watching. I remember seeing the trailers for Split. I didn't know it had anything to do with Unbreakable or any of that stuff. But I just remember seeing the trailer, and I'm like, that looks really fucking dumb.
Well, I think I was kind of like that too, and I read about it, and I was like, oh, that sounds a lot cooler on paper. So
and that's probably how he keeps getting the movies, because you're like you're saying, like the way it's kind of portrayed and the way they speak and talk and everything, that's probably not conveyed in the script, or like I don't know if it's not, but like people probably don't read it that way, and you're like, why is this so fucking weird? Like, I remember there was a I think it was Intolerable Cruelty. I think that's a Coen Brothers movie. I think it had George Clooney in it. I think that's the one I'm thinking of. But I remember only watching a piece of it. But my mom saying she hated that movie because of the way they talked. And I remember the part that I watched. I got to rewatch it, but yeah, it was just bizarre.
Really?
If I remember correctly. I hope that's the right movie I'm thinking of. I feel pretty right about that. Intolerable Cruelty. Pretty sure it had Catherine Zeta-Jones and George Clooney. May not have been Coen Brothers, but yeah, I can't really think. I feel like David Lynch movies are the only ones I can think of that you watch and you're like, everyone talks weird. There's not a lot of movies I can think of where people do that.
But like I said, if you watch enough, I haven't seen a whole bunch of David Mamet stuff, but Redbelt, that's one of my favorite movies. But it's got like there's weird. The dialogue's very strange, and what is it? I think it's Buffalo.
66?
Not Buffalo 66. It's like Buffalo Nickel or something like that. It's got like Danny DeVito, somebody else. No, not Danny DeVito. I don't know why I'm thinking Danny DeVito. Dennis
Hopper?
Not Dennis Hopper. Dustin Hoffman.
Oh.
And I can't remember who else. But it's set in a pawn shop. The whole movie's set in a pawn shop.
Oh.
It's really weird.
Okay. Actually, I said Scanner Darkly. That's probably a good example of like, you can't walk away from that movie thinking you missed anything. But like, I don't know, that movie didn't really like. I gotta watch it again, weird. But I was just like, I feel like I'm coming halfway into conversations of just like people trying to sound smart, and I don't like. And maybe that's because I'm dumb. That like I feel like it's speaking down to me. But yeah, I don't know. It didn't really like. It wasn't. People say it's good, but I'm like, are you saying it's good because it sounds smart? Because like the people in the movie sound smart,
cool looking.
So you want to sound smart by saying that it's good? Because if you can explain any of the stuff that they talked about there, because nothing was like, oh, that's insightful and enlightening. It was just like, oh wow, two clearly not smart people trying to sound really smart. Like, and it didn't really. I don't know. That's one of those weird things. Like, when is a movie not a movie? When it's just two people talking. Rotoscoped too. I'm like, okay, whatever, dude. I gotta watch again. Maybe it'll be good. Maybe, I don't know. But I like some of his other stuff. But
that is a weird move. Like, trying to think. There seemed like there was something else recently done that was rotoscoped. But I always think of Ralph Bakshi, who's the guy who did
yeah. Was it not Dungeons and Dragons? Wait,
Lord of the Rings.
Lord of the Rings.
Yeah.
Okay. Same thing. It's like the
They
same
did like
thing.
Fire and Ice and
Bashki.
can't remember. There's another one, but he's I think he also did the Fritz the Cat movie.
Ooh. Whatever.
Fritz the Cat, like
Is
the
that
R.
the,
Crumb character.
Oh, yeah.
The pot smoking cat
R.
that
Crumb was
likes
not,
to fuck.
R. Crumb was not. You know what's funny to me is I think we've talked about it before, but so Fritz the Cat's is R. Crumb's thing. They do a movie. He hates it, so in the comic he kills Fritz the Cat. And then what do? They make a film called The 9 Lives of Fritz the Cat. Like, golly.
Yeah, this is America's first X-rated cartoon, I think.
Yeah, I've never even watched the whole movie. I just remember seeing clips of it.
I thought it was pretty entertaining. I don't know. I just wanted to see it for like. I found out about it and I was like, it's a cartoon, but it's like it's not a porn.
Mhm.
There is like graphic, sexual like cartoon sex in it, but I just wanted to see it. It just sounded so ridiculous. It took me forever to track it down, but I don't have like an actual copy. I just found it in like a video store. But
Actually, a good example, and I didn't think this in the theater. You never saw Joker, did you? But to me, pretty straightforward, good movie. I understand everything. I saw everything. And then I hear people like speculations about this part in the movie, this part in the movie. And it was funny because then I started being like, man, did I miss something again? And then I'm reading all these explanations. I'm like, all these speculations that you guys are saying about this person or what happens at the end and what, like, make it all worse. Like, I don't like, it's better what they showed you, but you guys like, oh, was it fucking, like,
yeah.
I don't know. It just, and that really bugged me because I'm like, no, what was on the screen and what was shown was the best version of that movie. Everything you guys are like trying to like look
All this
into and lay
underlying
on.
theory
yeah,
and
it was
stuff.
just kind of like, I don't think it's that, man. Like the whole fucking typical, was it a dream? I'm like, I don't know. Like that would, like, just imagine watching, I don't know, any fucking, hey, did you see Bad Boys for Life? You know, crazy thing is, Martin Lawrence wakes up at the end, it's all a dream. Like, that wouldn't make that movie cooler. Like, it's just, like, that's a fucking dumb thing.
Yeah.
Maybe it was cool 40 years ago whenever they did it for the first, fuck, for all I know, they probably did it. As soon as fucking pictures could be put on film, they probably did that. But, yeah, it's just, at this point, shit like that's kind of fucking dumb. And it was stuff like that people were like, no, man, it all happened, bro. It definitely all happened. Like, and if it didn't, that was a waste of my fucking time. Part of me hopes that, because I've heard they're talking about a sequel, part of me hopes that they're just like, no, none of it really happened. It was all fake. Because then they couldn't make a fucking goddamn sequel. Let's just watch them dream again or something. Like, oh.
I'm wondering, should I talk about that R.A. Aster movie? I don't know if it would like.
Is that the Hereditary movie?
Well, that's the guy who did Hereditary, but I watched his most recent one, Midsommar.
All I heard about Hereditary was that somebody gets choked with a piano wire.
Yeah. Yeah, Hereditary is pretty fucked up.
Really?
Yeah, I enjoyed it, but it was pretty.
Because you have a different scale for things, and I saw people tweeting about Hereditary when it came out. And it was, this is the most fucked up movie I've ever seen. And I'm like, on Smiley's scale of fucked up, probably 3.5 out of 10.
I watched like a top 10 most violent movies that people walked out of or something. And they had The Passion on there. And they were like, some people said it was a snuff film. Some people like walked out of the film crying and all that stuff. And I was like, yeah, it was pretty violent. But I was kind of like, whatever. Like, like I thought they did a really good job. They made the violence look very realistic.
Yeah.
But I was just like, man, I'm kind of fucked up, I guess.
I thought you were like, man, I'm kind of hungry.
But
I forgot about the Midsommar. I thought it might be interesting. I don't know. Like horror movies, I used to think, to me, every fucking horror movie trailer looks really great.
Yeah.
And then I watch a lot of them, and I'm kind of, they're always, not always, but a lot of times it's very meh.
Mm-hmm.
And like, I can deal with like a meh action movie or a meh, I don't know, action one's the only one I feel like I can deal with meh. But for some odd reason, when I watch a meh horror movie, I'm just like, damn it.
Yeah.
I fucking wasted damn time.
Mm-hmm.
Especially when it says PG-13 or some shit. Get on now.
They are doing, what is it, the R-rated Grudge now.
Jesus Christ. Yeah, I saw that.
We'll see what happens with
I saw the
that.
poster for it, and I'm like, great, cool.
But that Midsommar movie, I was kind of surprised because I did read a review saying...
Is it like Get Out for white people?
I wouldn't say that. It's like...
I just thought they were on a trance or something. I don't know what's going on or something.
Well, I mean, there's like one black dude in the movie. I'm trying to think if there's... Oh, there's like there's an English couple. They look like they're probably like mixed. Like maybe like Middle Eastern or something. But other than that, it's a whole gang of white people. They're in Sweden.
I just when I think of Get Out, I'm thinking like, oh, the black guy was like mind controlled and blah. I hope I'm not ruining. Well, but I just thought like it was like white people being mind controlled to just, I don't know, suck some dude's dick during a whole movie. Some yoga guy or some yoga guy got busted recently,
But yeah, it's basically like a girl. I'll try not to like spoil anything. Girl goes through like a horrible tragedy in the midst of her like relationship being kind of like on edge. Like her and her boyfriend are both having like very mixed feelings about stuff. She's kind of worried that she's like pushing him away, and he's just kind of like over it. But tragedy strikes, and he's like, I can't break up with her now. And he was planning on going on this trip. They have a Swedish guy who's what do you call that? Where the people
chef?
for the other people come from the country to study.
like abroad, foreign exchange students.
Yeah, there you go.
Oh, okay.
Foreign exchange. I don't know why I couldn't think of that, but anyways.
I like to too study abroad.
But he comes over to study in America and ends up being friends with these guys and tells them that his family has this big midsummer. It's for the summer solstice. So like every 90 years they celebrate this thing. They get together in like a field in the middle of Sweden somewhere and like dance around with flowers and shit. But like one of the dudes is like, oh, I'm totally going to go get laid. Another guy is doing his thesis on like solstice ceremony, so he's basically gonna trek all over Europe, trying to like study these different factions that do these different ceremonies and stuff. I guess it's like pagan ritualism and stuff like that. And then the boyfriend, he's just kind of like along for the ride, like they just want to go party. So they go out there. And everything seems hunky-dory, and then shit goes south.
Yeah.
Like, it's kind of something very, like, disturbing happens pretty immediately, but then it's like a slow burn of, like, random awfulness.
Yeah, that's I'm still trying to think of, like, what I consider Parasite, but yeah, that one's just I feel like it's the first movie I watched in a long time, and it just made me feel sad. Like, just made me feel like, oh, that's a fucked up thing for a movie to be able to do to you. Like, oh, things are awful. And, you know, that's a good example of a movie that a lot of people, afterwards, I found out the way that they looked at it and what they assume, I think, the director was trying to illustrate with the different class levels and everything. And I'm like, oh, I didn't see that. But it's kind of the same thing. I'm like, what I saw on screen was fine. All of this happened. And you guys are layering on more. I thought it was an interesting take, but I'm like, it doesn't do more for the movie. Mm-hmm. So I guess it's good that they could be interpreted one way, and they're like, I love it because it's this, and I'm like, I didn't even notice that, but now that you're saying it, it fucking pisses me off.
But I do kind of, one thing that I have noticed after watching 2 Ari Aster movies is that there's lots of, he drops all these little hints and stuff along the way. There's all kinds, and sometimes it's more noticeable. Like there was like a big one, like kind of towards the beginning of this movie, and then later on, you're like, oh, there's that thing again, but they don't explain it. And then at the very end, it kind of ties it up, but I don't know. Also, the ending's very fucked up, which I kind of enjoyed.
I have noticed, watching enough movies. I wish I could give a good example, but there's always these moments in the movies, like, it always seems like early on when people are meeting, and, like, I don't know, someone will just do something. They'll do, like, a trick with a gun. They're like, oh, where'd you learn that? Like, just doing my thing. And then it's just like, that was weird that they just randomly, like, spliced in these two people having this conversation about him flipping a gun or whatever. Jesus Christ.
Gun's popular.
But, and then, trying to turn it off. Okay, no, it's just, okay, never mind, whatever. Oh, there we go. Now you're gonna fucking show up. Like when I just push it in the fucking... It totally fucked up everything. Golly, man. Stop fucking... I don't even remember what I was talking about. Oh, no, I don't remember. I don't know why I said,
We are at the 50, after the 50-minute mark. If we want to get close to wrapping things up, I don't know. It's up to you.
Yeah. Yeah, that's probably a good idea. Because I just totally lost my train of thought. But, it really sucks, man. The only two jokes I know are really bad ones.
You want me to Google a random one again?
No.
No?
We're going to make one up on the spot.
On the spot? How's this going to be funny? Like, I can make up random things, but...
So this guy's at the bar, right?
Oh.
The guy orders a grapefruit vodka. I'm pretty sure I've already told that one. I think that's good.
All right, everybody. Thank you for listening. Peace be with you.
R.I.P. Kobe.